What's going on, everyone? Welcome to week 4 of the CGT. I am stressed and want to die. I'm kind of just like really stressed out by school stuff, and I think I made a little reference on the top of my week 3 video that like I have a lot of personal stuff going on, so these few weeks are going to be pretty rough for me, but I still want to do well in the CGT, so fingers crossed that this week is going to go better than last week. We did take an L to Sally Mumble in week 3, which was kind of a little bit of a wake-up call for me, kind of a little bit put me in shock a little after the game. I said, okay, this, I can't ride this. Like, I gotta, like, actively get these wins and build as much comfort as I can, because every game is going to be tough. I could very easily go 2-7 from here, so I need to make sure that, I'm not taking my foot off the gas, and I don't want to skid after this loss. I want to get right back on track to hopefully getting some wins. So that is what we're going to try to do this week against Galladite. Galladite happens to be one of my closest friends in the community. We've known each other since a league called PBA, and we've joined numerous Wi-Fi leagues together. We played twice in Wi-Fi and gone 1-1 against each other, and the hilarious part is the first time I won because of hacks, and the first time he won because of hacks, and the second time I won kind of because of hacks. So hopefully this game is a little bit cleaner, and I also hope that I win. I hope that I get like the the winning record in terms of us playing on Wi-Fi, but yeah, that would be pretty cool. Some other random updates and things. I made a few transactions that I'm going to go into at the start of the Teambuilder. Basically just things on my team that I didn't really like or felt like I was never going to bring during the remainder of the season, so I made some trades out. So you're going to see those at the top there. Generally, yeah, we're going to try and go into this game with a very clear game strategy. I'm not going to fuck around. I'm really going to try and take my time, be very level-headed, and just pull out a win here. If we don't, it's going to put us at 2-2, and it's going to put us in a situation where we're probably not going to be like in the top 8 anymore, which is really frustrating, even though we're 2-1, which like should sound like it's in the top 8. We're actually the 8th place right now because there were a lot of wins for people who were 1-1 and got like high differential wins. So people like Matt O'Shea, Galladite, our opponent, both got like really high differential wins and climbed above us. Dr. Slacking, like all of these people. So we're going to try and work our way back up. We were 3rd place at the end of week 2, and now we're 8th place. So it just goes to show you how crazy the level of competition and how, tight the race is, just based on 1 loss or 1 win. So yeah, we're going to try and get a win against Galladite, and we are going to go into the transactions first and then the team builder. And we are here for the transactions that we have made for week 4. It is also the night before I recorded the intro, so yeah, time, crazy, right? Yeah, so I made some transactions as I referenced in the intro, and part of the reason I did it is because there were a few mons on this team, aka Aromatisse, that I was just never clicking with, and I was looking at my future matchups and just realizing I was never going to bring it. And I don't really like it as a mon. I think it's a little bit too passive and not really my playstyle. It kind of does one thing from my perspective, and I'm not a big fan of it. So I decided to change it for something that I identify as a little bit more versatile, a little bit more, like I said, versatile, a little bit more capable of offense, pivoting, for example, and that is Diancie. And the reason I like Diancie is because it gives me another rocks option, which is fine, I have a lot, but it also does a lot of good job doing like certain ways to break things setting up on it that Aromatisse just can't do. So I'm looking at things like Encore, I'm looking at things like being able to baton pass, I'm looking at things about like being able to be offensive with like Meteor Beam Trick Room sets or Rock Polish sets. There's just a lot of ways you can go with Diancie, and while it lacks the recovery that Aromatisse has, I've never been one to believe that wish passing is one of the most important things to have on a team. I actually think it's very overrated. I think Diancie is far more versatile and gives me a fairy type that actually scares my opponents, even though it's 4 times weak to steel and has other weaknesses like water and grass that my team doesn't really already appreciate. I'm looking at it more from an offensive lens and more a momentum lens, and realizing that even though it has those flaws about it, I'm still more likely to bring it in any given matchup than Aromatisse, and that's basically the extent of the reason why I made the trade. I actually wish I had it last week. It would have helped a lot against Porygon Z, but, whatever. The next trade I made, given that I had a few other points left, is I upgraded Magmar to Turtonator, and the reason I did this is because, one, I'm kind of sort of losing in Urshifu answer, and I'm pretty sure this video is going to come out before I play Wolf, so he's my week 5 opponent. So it's kind of sort of an Urshifu answer, which is really cool. And it is also a fire type that has a little bit more setup capability, a little bit more versatility defensively than Magmar. Well, Magmar was a really cool 1-point option. I like the ability of Turtonator to rapid spin, which is something I don't have on my team yet. The ability to do Iron Defense, body press things, and just have a lot of like offensive momentum. I've used Turtonator in Taurus before, and I've really gotten a lot of use out of it, and I feel like it's going to be really good on this team. So I really appreciate Turtonator as a Pokemon, yeah, here in particular. Finally is Blossom to Persian. It just kind of was a downgrade because I had 1 point left. I had to get rid of something. Got rid of Blossom because the one matchup I drafted it for was my matchup against Goldoa. I already had that match, and I didn't even bring Blossom, and if I had, I would have lost to a Belly Drum Magmortar. So I decided to get a Persian instead. The reason I have Persian, even though I already have Miltank as a normal type, is 1 for the speed tier, just to make things, you know, maybe want to creep it. But it's more so that I like the priority it gives. I like the pivoting option. I like just buffing up my team's speed a little bit because I just have like Weavile Keldeo right now. So if Weavile just is a terrible matchup that for some reason Persian like does better than Weavile in, that would be pretty good. And like I didn't draft it just like recklessly. Like I did look at my future matchups, and I felt out of all the 1-point options, Persian was likely the best option of all the mons that were available in 1 points, and the 1 points were pretty slim. So yeah, that is why I am trading these 3, Aromatisse, Magmar, Blossom, for Persian, Turtonator, and Diancie. Alright, let's get into the team builder for this week against Galladite. Alright, we are here for the team builder against Galladite. He has a very scary team, particularly Latios is something that is terrifying for me to deal with. So we're going to have to see how I handle it, especially with these new transactions. Latios is very, very scary. I don't switch into Dragon Stab that great. I originally had Aromatisse, now I have Diancie. So that's why it's coming this week, and you're going to see it later. Corviknight can be a little bit of an issue. It's not one of the bigger fears I have, but it is a little spooky in itself. Conkeldurr, I don't have the greatest switch-ins for. Same with Bisharp as well. And there's just going to be a lot of pressure on Scarm this game. Snorlax, I'm not too concerned about. Swampert, I just got to chip down a little bit. But generally after that, it should be fine. Ribombee, I'm very scared of. I'm not very scared of webs, but I am scared of a sticky, not sticky web. Sorry, I'm not afraid of sticky webs, but I am afraid of some kind of specs or offensive set that can just sort of bust through my team, given that Scarm is already pressured so much anyway. Vileplume I don't think will come. Jinx I think is a maybe, but pretty unlikely. Solrock I don't think will come at all. So that is kind of my perception on the matchup. What I'm bringing this time around is we are bringing a special Landorus with Gravity. And I think Gravity makes a lot of sense versus this team. Because the ground resists, quote-unquote, or immunities, rather, are all weak to ground once they are grounded. So I'm looking at Solrock, I'm looking at Rotom Heat, and I'm looking at Corviknight. All suffer from Earth Power here. On top of that, I think it's pretty nice to be special in this instance as well, because I think Corviknight is very likely to be Fizz-Def to take on Weavile. It's one of his better Weavile answers, and probably one of his only Weavile answers, unless he's bringing Fizz-Def Conk for some reason, which I don't think he is. And it, I think, looks really solid here as a Fizz-Def mon, so if I catch him off guard with a special Earth Power, I think that's nice. It does weaken me a little bit more against Snorlax and Swampert. It does lower my damage output a smidge against them, but I think it's worth it to be able to KO back the Corviknight. On top of that, Intimidate, Mirror Armor isn't that great, which is the other reason I'm going special here. Anything else that Earth Power doesn't do a lot of great things on, I am able to U-turn on, and the other thing about this Landorus that I find very great is that it is a pretty reliable Rotom Heat switch-in. If he Willows me, if he Toxics me, I can Resto Chesto back up. I should take 2 overheats from modest Rotom Heat, and I should outspeed all variants of Rotom Heat besides Scarf. So I think it is going to be a pretty solid set. I originally had a physical variant of this same set originally, but I was struggling a little bit with Rotom Heat, so that is why I changed it to this. And we'll see how it goes. It's a nice pivoter, it's a nice breaker, and it's a nice gravity setup mon. And this isn't the only mon that benefits from gravity, so I like it a lot. Next mon is Necrozma with Expert Belt. Pretty complex, pretty weird EV spread. It is basically just there to outspeed Bisharp, outspeed anything that is below it, and set up Swords Dances and break with Photon Geyser. This is a way that hopefully I can bait out things like Snorlax and Swampert and stuff along those lines. Go for Swords Dance and deal just like massive chunks to them. That opens the door for Landorus or some of my other offensive mons. I additionally am running Heat Wave with Expert Belt here and a Hasty Nature on this Necrozma because I want to be able to 2-hit KO the Corviknight. And if he sees Swords Dance in a perfect world, hopefully he feels comfortable going into Corviknight, and I get to be able to fire off a Heat Wave. Knockoff is just there for the Latios, but other than that, those 3 attacks do very well against my opponent. And it is a nice breaking set to pave the way for some of my offense. So let's go into that offense. First piece of offense is Choice Banded Weavile. We are running Knockoff, Triple Axle, Ice Shard, Low Kick. I despise Triple Axle. I think it's a terrible move. But given I have Gravity on Landorus and, spoiler alert, also on Diancie, which you'll get to see in a bit, I feel okay running Triple Axle. When Gravity's up, Triple Axle will always get 3 hits no matter what. It's 100% accurate. It's fine. And that seems really nice to me. It is a 2-hit KO with Triple Axle always against Fizz Def Corviknight. So as long as I just knock off the Rocky Helmet that I know it's going to be holding, it can't switch into a Triple Axle, assuming that I get 3 hits most of the time, which means I'm assuming Gravity's up. But if it's not up, then I can still risk it. Either way. Weavile cannot go down early. Neither can Landorus. Those are the 2 things I can't afford to let go down early. Landorus can't go down early if Rotom Heat is still around because that makes Volt Turn pretty scary against my team. Weavile cannot go down because my best way to revenge things like Latios and Rabombi if it comes. And yeah, other than that, Banded just does a shit ton of damage to him. He really can't switch great things in. His great dark resists are Bisharp and Conk. Neither of them really want to get knocked off. Rabombi gets 2-shot by knockoff. Like, this thing really just has no switch-ins against my opponent, unless he's bringing some really niche sets or, like, tries to catch me off guard with some resist berries, which I'm going to have to keep in mind. But, yeah. The next piece of offense is going to be our Specs Keldeo, Specs Modest Keldeo, which I really like. I am just not really bothering with the Jinx, and I am exclusively going to creep the Rotom Heat here, which is why I am able to run Modest. We are running Scald, Secret Sword, Hydro Pump, Flip Turn. I had a few things over Flip Turn. I had Icy Wind, I had Air Slash, and those were kind of the 2. I also decided to go Flip Turn because I found myself in Mox being able to very easily predict the Latios coming in. It felt like a very telegraphed play for numerous people, even some of the better people I played in Mox. And being able to Flip Turn rather than being forced to double is really nice for me. Otherwise, Scald, Secret Sword, Hydro Pump nukes my opponent. If Gravity's up, Hydro Pump is 100% accurate. Scald can score a burn against Latios. None of these moves are perfect 2-hit KOs against Latios, but I'm okay with that because it pressures Latios to Roost a lot. And if he doesn't bring Roost Latios, then as soon as that goes down, this claims a kill every single time, which I think is absolutely phenomenal. The only thing it doesn't claim a kill against is Vileplume, but if Vileplume comes, I assume it's Fizz Def to try and take on a Landorus if he's very scared of a Gravity set, which is fair because I'm bringing it, but I'm bringing Special, so it doesn't really matter. But if he does bring like a Fizz Def Vileplume, it is still getting absolutely nuked by 2 Hydro Pumps, so that is good. Yeah, that is Keldeo. The next mon is Marks, our Rocky Helmet Marks. This is something that is able to switch into Conk, Bisharp, Snorlax, hopefully, even Corviknight to get some Rocky Helmet chip. For Swampert, Corviknight, I feel pretty comfortable taunting them, which doesn't allow them to heal up or set up rocks or defog, or, well, they wouldn't have to, Corviknight would never have to defog. Set up, if he brings, like, Bulk Up Swampert, anything like that, it's pretty good. As well as preventing Corviknight from roosting, like I said. Defog is get rid of things like webs, possibly rocks if he brings them on Swampert. Body Presses, I think, is the best coverage against my opponent's team. It does the most amount of damage to Corviknight. It does the most amount of damage to Rotom Heat. The only thing it doesn't do a lot of damage to is Rabombi, which I don't think wants to stay on me anyway until I reveal all 4 moves. So, yeah. I do have to be careful about defogging with Bisharp there, but given the fact that I am Body Press, it makes me a little bit more comfortable to perhaps defog when I reveal Body Press, but we'll see. Either way, I think this is just a really solid set that pressures things like Conk and Bisharp that can be very scary physical mons against my team. I don't think I'm going to bother with the speed. I think I'm going to put in special defense just so I can take on an offensive Rabombi better, but it's fine. Yeah. Final mon is Diancie, new addition to the team. It's a specially defensive Diancie to be able to take hits from Latios, rather. And really all I need is Moonblast Power Gem. I could have gotten something like Toxic or Rocks and stuff and tried to chip my opponent over time, but the ability to have Gravity to Baton Pass seems really, really nice. I'm not gonna click Gravity on Diancie a whole lot, but if I'm able to click Gravity and then click Baton Pass and then be able to go into Weavile and claim a kill with, you know, going for Triple Axle without care, like, I just want to put myself in a situation where I can click Gravity and not have to worry about, like, missing Triple Axle or missing Hydro Pump or something like that. It's honestly like an accuracy boost to some extent, which I find very valuable. But I have to be careful about using it because I don't want to lose too much momentum. I might just click Baton Pass in certain instances or just click Moonblast to get damage on things. It does bait in things like the Lax, the Corviknight, the Swampert. Those are things that I want to bait in because they're things that I want to pressure with Keldeo plus Weavile. So the pivoting option on Diancie is nice. And even though this doesn't get recovery, this is why I prefer Diancie over Aromatisse. Even in this game when I'm facing a Latios, because when I have Aromatisse coming in on a Latios, my opponent can just go Snorlax or Swampert or Corviknight, and I go for a Moonblast, and then all of a sudden they can pivot out or something like that on my switch because Aromatisse can't do jack shit to them. In this case, I can go for Baton Pass, get out of there, keep up my offensive pressure, go crazy with Weavile plus Keldeo. Be really exciting. This is really the first game that, like, the pressure is mostly on the Weavile Keldeo offensive core, which I'm really excited about. I've been using Keldeo a little bit more bulkier in these past few weeks, which might have been a mistake, and I'm really excited to try it offensively this time around. So that is the team against Galladite, and yeah, we are going to get into the match. What is up, everyone? We are here for the game against Galladite. Very nervous, but I always am. I always say that at the start of everything, so I'm not surprised. We are just going to press A and get right into it. I'm going to take my headphones out because I don't like the feeling of them. Ooh. Okay, let's see what he brings. Snorlax is here and Bisharp is here over Ribombee. I'm relieved to not see Ribombee and Swampert. Really? So no Swampert's crazy to me. So that means he doesn't have rocks, or he has rocks on Bisharp, which is kind of crazy. Seeing these possible leads, part of me wants to lead with... Oh, this is interesting. Okay. Swampert doesn't seem like a possible lead anymore. Possible viable leads look kind of like Rotom Heat. I kind of like leading Necrozma here. The more I'm looking at it, I think Necrozma is going to be a good option for me. Anything that, like, it doesn't deal, like, super great with, I'm able to knock off. If he leads Bisharp, which would be kind of crazy, I'll just go right into Skarmory and get Rocky Helmet chip off, which I like a lot. Body Press looks really free against this team, and his only resist is Latios, which puts him in range of Specs Keldeo. So I feel good about doing this. Maybe I should have taken a little while to look at team matchup. I need to be mindful of... What is your answer to Sacred Sword? Yeah, Specs Sacred Sword goes crazy. That's 100% the win con. I just need to ship Latios a little bit more. We'll see what he leads with. Looking stylish. Rotom. Wow. All right. I was pretty confident that this wasn't going to be a very possible lead, but it looks like it absolutely is. So, makes sense. What do I think is a very possible switch in? I have no idea. Knockoff feels pretty safe. Could also just, like, raw go into Landorus, which I don't mind either, and just gain momentum by going for U-turn. I don't want to take too much damage on Necrozma, and I think a Volt Switch is very possible here, so I also don't want to get Willowed as well. So I feel okay going Landorus here. If he overheats, he overheats, but I don't want to take that damage at all. So we'll see what he is. He does go for Volt Switch, so great play on my end. I feel okay going for either Gravity or U-turn here. I think I just want to go right away for the Gravity. Might be a little crazy, but I think it's very possible that we see a Corviknight here, so I just want to go for the Gravity immediately. And we'll see. He does swap out into Corvid-19, so Gravity makes a lot of sense, and now I can go for Earth Power here. He doesn't reveal Pressure, so he has Mirror Armor, good to know. I'm able to go for Gravity. And this thing is dropped. Now I'm just going to go for an Earth Power. If he goes into Snorlax, then I am going to be able to U-turn on it, get more chip, and then go right into Skarm, get a free Body Press off. good times all around. Getting this chipped would be absolutely amazing, so we'll see. We will see. He does have to take a while to think about this turn. He very well could go into his Conch. He very well could go into his Snorlax. Now at this point, I wish I was physical. I do have the Earth Power. We're going to see how much this does. It does a ridiculous amount of damage. Love to see it. And he is going to go for U-turn here. Okay, I am perfectly okay with that. That puts Corviknight in range of Keldeo. I didn't fully see how much HP it had left. I'm going to be conservative and say it has 35% with U-turn and Mirror Armor. Makes sense. I imagine he'll have to go into either Latios or Conch here. Latios I can go into Diancie, which is fine. Should take any one hit. It'll also give me information on what it is, which is cool. Knockoff looking pretty free right now. Even the resists like Conkeldurr and Bisharp don't want to lose their items. Banded Knockoff looks actually really great. All that damage on Corv is probably not great on his end. Again, I kind of now wish I was the same set I was last time, but if I was the set I was last time, I probably wouldn't have gone Rotom that turn. So I'm glad I did that. We see Data Energy, the Conkeldurr. I feel pretty confident just going for U-turn here, rallying up some chip, and likely going for U-turn here. Now, one thing I need to make sure, I actually never tested this. I don't think the flying type is removed if I go Skarmory here, right? I don't think it is. I don't think he's going to go for a fighting move regardless. So I think I'm just going to go into Skarmory, get some possible chip off here with Rocky Helmet. Does go for Facade, so right play there. Didn't expect the Facade to come, which is cool. Cool to see. Conkeldurr is Flame Orb Guts. I do expect a swap out here. I could make a double into Amethyst, perhaps. What would you go into on this? You'd probably go into Corviknight and try and Roost, or you can go into Latios. I think I'm just going to go for Body Press. I want to get damage off on something, and I'm perfectly fine with this exchange. I might lose a little bit of momentum, but yeah, this is going to give me information on, okay, so this offensive Rotom Heat, this defensive Rotom Heat. Body Press does about 40%. That looks to be an offensive Rotom Heat. Scarf Rotom Heat, perhaps. I need to be mindful of that. Yeah, that looks like about a Scarf Rotom Heat. So, a few options here. I could just go into Zeppelin. I could also just go into Diancie, since I've already revealed that I am very willing to go into Zeppelin here. If he tricks me, that'd be pretty awful, actually, so I hope he doesn't do that. He does overheat, so good. I'm very convinced that this thing is very likely to be Scarf, so we'll find out, but Jesus, yeah, I think it's very possible. I am going to go for Baton Pass here, I think. I have no reason to set up the Gravity at this point, other than to, like, land shit, but whatever. Makes me wish I had Rocks on Diancie, actually, right now, too. That would have helped a little bit over Gravity, but you take what you can get. So Corvid19 comes back in. I'm going to be able to go into a Weavile, get a fat knockoff off, which I like a lot. And that's going to be good. Is that the Mon that I want to be able to revenge here? Is that what I think is best here? I could also go into you. You bring in Latios. I don't like that. I like making Conch take damage. So I'm going to go that route here. And just click the knockoff. I don't care about Rocky Helmet Chip if that's what it is, which seems pretty likely. I just want to click the knockoff, and he'll probably die, and I don't think he can go into, like, Snorlax or Bisharp this next turn because, like, he doesn't know I'm not banned yet. So he has Helmet, like I predicted, but Corviknight not being around anymore is phenomenal. Really good. So Weavile's going to kill on that thing. Rotom Heat could come in here. We'll see. But this is looking like a very likely Scarf Rotom Heat, and I'm going to play as if it is at this point until it reveals to me that it's not. Good to know. Rotom Heat is at 60. Conch's at about 60 and burned. Pretty solid. I feel pretty good so far. I feel actually really solid about how I played this. Dad Energy is the Conkeldurr. He could very well just go for like a move, seeing that I've gone into whatever. Do I think he's gonna go for Ice Punch? Not really, but I don't really care. I think I'm gonna go into you at this point. Maybe I don't want to. Maybe I want to keep you for... But I really want this for Bisharp. But I have Keldeo for Bisharp. I don't want to be knocked off. I'd rather this get knocked off. I'd honestly rather lose this, frankly. I mean, it is a great answer to, like, curse. Interesting. Okay. No, I wish I went Necrozma. Think I'm just gonna go for the body press here. Do I lose to this if I should never lose to this. I should never lose to this. I think at this point I just need to go for damage. I could predict like a Drain Punch here and go into Necrozma. I don't want to risk that, so I'm not going to. Do we see Drain Punch here? We do. Okay, so good to know. I could go into this. Oh my god, do I just die? Holy fuck. Okay. That was crits, that's fine. That's fun. I love crits. Okay. That's fine. I am going to go immediately into Necrozma here. He doesn't want to lose this, and I'm going to go for a knockoff. I don't like losing Skarm as early as I did, but knowing that this thing is the set it is very nice to see. This thing is at about 58. If he stays in, good on him. But I need to make this play and make it quick. Ooh, that's horrible. That's horrible. That's actually so bad. That's actually horrible. Fuck. Did not expect that. Holy shit. I thought you need this for Weavile. I really did. Okay. That's crazy. That's fucking nuts. Alright, we have to go into Keldeo here. And we're looking scary against Bisharp. But you know what? We don't really have a choice. So, I'm gonna go for Scald. Go for the kill against this thing. God, that is rough. Should have Photoned. Photon killed, too. I was thinking it after I clicked it. I said, Photon's probably fine, because I have answers to things. That was a horrible play, and I just lost my breaker because of it. I should have thought about it. There's no way I can fuck up in front of this. Stop! Stop critting me, Migs! Jesus Christ. That's so annoying. Alright, whatever. This thing's dead. I don't like the damage it's done at all, and I think, I don't know, that crit sucked. Because even if he mocked my thing the next turn, like, that's more Rocky Helmet Chip, which I just like. This could be a very telegraphed play. I don't really care. I have to go into you, so I have to. But then I lose to Ironhead, so maybe that was bad. I can't tell at this point. He does stay in. He could be Baton Pass, in which case, good for him. But at this point, I have to play like he isn't. You guys recall mine, so that's fine. At this point, I think I have to go hard Weavile. On the Psychic. If he Mystical Fire is good on him. But I need to make this hard read. Surf. Didn't think about that. Do I live? Do live. Do I go for Axel or knockoff? I think I go for knockoff here. If he's Colbur, he's Colbur. Well played. But I can't risk this at all. Not doable. Why didn't I just Photon Geyser? There's Rhythm Yeet. This little die, at least. Okay. Do I just lose to SD Bisharp now? Probably. Possibly because of that crit, to be honest. But we'll see. There's Bisharp. I can't stay in against this because I can't lose to Latios, and I do lose to Latios without this. So I think I have to go into Bristol and hope you aren't SD here. And if you are, good play. Actually, Iron Head's here. If I didn't get crit, I would have lived to that, which sucks. Assuming it's not like banned or something. I have no choice. I have to go into you now. And I think I lose to Curse Lax. Even though I give him the Intimidate here, it's like, whatever. That sucks. That Necrozma play easily lost it for me, and that is 100% my bad. 100% my bad. If he's Scarf, he's Scarf. Good play. Fuck, man. Fuck. Cannot believe I did that. Swaps out. If he goes Latios here, good play. It was Unite Tank. That's Snorlax. I think I just have to keep chunking this. No, I don't. If he lacks Sucker, then I could still do this, but losing whatever like that sucks. I guess he was never going to go hard Bisharp, and getting the chip on Latios would have been great. I'm really kicking myself for that play right there. I'm also kicking myself for not being physical right now. We're going to go into Diancie and just start clicking buttons. Just start spamming Moonblast. He does go for Curse. So if he has Rest, we are just going to lose here. But he's not the kind of person who brings Rest, so it's not the good thing. I'm just going to start clicking Moonblast here. Going for Chip. That does jack shit. He's Curse Recycle. Well done. Yeah, he wins now. I have to catch him on a Recycle, which is not going to be possible. So, good played. Well played. I don't know. I was commanding the shit out of this game at the start, and I just threw it away. I just fucking threw it away. Recycle? Earthquake. Okay. So I think I'm going to go into Landorus here. Pray to God he doesn't have Ice Punch. I can't go into fucking, what's it called? So, yeah, I just have to hope he doesn't have Ice Punch. If he has Ice Punch, he has Ice Punch. So, I'm going to Earth Power here. That sucks. I'm so upset. I'm so upset. If I just clicked Photon Geyser, I was like, I can make a read, it's fine. He'll totally do this. Spit off drop. Goes for Body Slam. So how much does this do? Doesn't do a KO. Are you gonna go Para? You're not. So let's Earth Power here. I want to U-turn and be like Genius, but I don't think he's gonna play like that. I think it's very possible that he's just going to go for Body Slam here. I'm going to go for Rest on this turn. as I can. Gets the para. That's fun. I'm just gonna go for rest here. I should still outspeed, to be fair. Yep. But Latios should secure him this game, I think. It should. Because he goes for body slam here. He'll probably get a para because he's good. Nope. Okay. We're gonna go for earth power here. He has no reason to risk, like, anything. And he goes Latios. My hope to win is that I somehow live this for one, which I won't. I think I had to like crit triple axle or something crazy. Bit sharp. Vile. Now, if he's not Sucker and not Chopple and I'm banned, then I could have won, but Axel, if I crit, still doesn't look like it's doing enough, so I think I'm just gonna go for, I mean, I'm still gonna go for it, just to see. But alright, at least it's a 1-0, but I'm not very happy. I'm not happy with how I played that at all. It's that one Necrozma play, and in this league, since shit's so tight, like, a play like that'll lose you a game, so whatever. Just gonna go for Axel here. That crit sucked ass. He's Scarf, actually, so we'll play. Good game to Galladite. That is before we fall to a 2-2 record. At least it was a 1-0, so our differential isn't gonna be too much in the shitter, but it's really shit. I mean, I keep saying it, but it's true. Like, that fucking Necrozma play, I killed 100% with Photon Geyser, even though I'm physical. Because he was at 60%. Yeah, I nuke it. So I just kill it. I have my Necrozma still around. I actually live a knockoff from Scarf Bisharp as well. So just misplaying there cost me the entire game. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, I lived a knockoff. That's nuts. Alright. I will see you all in week 5. Not very happy with myself here, but hopefully we'll pick it up next week. Alright. Hey everyone, little final editor's note here. It's been a few days since I played the game. Preface this with good game to Galladite. Go check out his channel. He's one of my favorite people. And he's doing really well in CGT, and I know he was worried that he wouldn't, and he's doing very well. So go check him out. Very educational content creator, similar to me. I just want to put this in here to apologize because I feel like I turned what was me showing educationally like what I felt was a good, well-executed strategy by making an absolutely dumb, unnecessary play I never had to make ever. It literally was one of the most brain-dead plays I've ever made, and as someone who like feels like I am a little bit more on the educational side than the entertainment side, I feel bad making plays like that because I have no reason to. So if you want Bisharp, I had an answer in the back in Keldeo. If you went Latios, I had Diancie in the back. No reason to not click Photon Geyser there. So I apologize, and it sucks. It really sucks. I'm kicking myself because I put a lot of effort into this game, and one stupid decision that I made in about 3 seconds is now making this season a lot riskier for me, and from my perspective might have made the video quality a little bit worse because I didn't play to my fullest, and I made a play without even talking through it, which is what I feel like I am good for in my role in the community. So it's on me. Alright, see you all next week.